So now we're talking about doing some operations with exponents. So we are going to multiply and divide and work some other operations on exponents. The first one is a multiplication problem. If we write this out in expanded form, we have x times x times x times x, that's x to the fourth, and we're multiplying that by x to the third. Okay, so this is x to the fourth, and this is x to the third, and we're comparing them, and if we want to multiply all this together, if we look at this, what we actually have is x to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th power. So to get that without writing it all out, hopefully we can see that if we add our exponents, x to the 4 plus 3, we would get x to the 7th. So the rule for multiplying is you add the exponents. So that's the rule if you're using multiplication. Okay. So then we're going to look at number 2, and again we're multiplying. We can write this out. It's 5 times x to the 5th times negative 3 times x to the 3rd. So we're multiplying 5 times negative 3, which is negative 15. And then again, if we keep the x and we add our exponents, we get negative 15x to the 8th. Since it's multiplication, we're going to add our exponents. Now looking at division, we have m to the 8th, so that means we have 8 m's, all being multiplied together, over 5 m's, all being multiplied together. And if we simplify, we know that if we have the same term over the same term, it's equal to 1. So we can do this with the m's. And when we simplify that and we multiply together, 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is 1 times m times m times m is m to the 3rd, and on the bottom we have 1. So we get m to the 3rd as our answer. If we go back to the original problem, what do we do to get 8 and 5 to become 3? 8 minus 5 is 3. So the rule for exponents with division is you subtract. So when dividing, you subtract the exponents. And you can see why, because we simplified and saw that's how we get the answer. So now we have another division problem. For the numbers, 3 over 6 reduced to 1/2. We look at our x's, and we have 8 x's on the top and 5 on the bottom. So we're going to end up with x to the 3rd. Okay, 8 minus 5 is 3. The 3 are on the top because that is a larger exponent. And then y3 minus 1 is y squared. And that is the answer. The next one gets a little more complicated. We have some negative exponents. We have a power to a power. When you're raising a power to a power, we're going to write this out. It's 3sx times itself, 3sx. And then we have u to the negative 4, which we know means it moves to the bottom. So u to the positive 4 on the bottom. We have s to the negative 1, which means that's going to move to the top. And then the x squared and u to the 7th. So now that we've simplified and moved things where they need to be, we're going to multiply across the top. 3 times 3 is 9. S and s makes x to the 3rd. X and x is x squared. And on the bottom we have u to the 4th, x to the 2nd, u to the 7th. And now we're going to divide. 9 divided by 1 is 9. S to the 3rd has no other s's, so that's s to the 3rd. We have an x squared on the top and the bottom, so those will cancel. And on the bottom we have u to the 11th, which I should have simplified earlier. But we add because we're multiplying. The next problem looks really complicated, but we should notice that everything here is being raised to the 0 power, and anything to the 0 power is equivalent to 1. So the answer is just 1.